So if you're a frequent Ableton user, you're probably well aware that Ableton's limiter is kind of shit. It's been not super good for a while. It's not at all transparent. It's definitely got a sound to it. So they just dropped this brand new limiter. It's basically redesigned. It's got an updated interface, and it's also got some updated features, and it's supposed to sound better. So we're going to take a look at it. If you guys want to learn how to get beta devices like this yourself, watch until the end because I'm going to tell you guys how to do that. Let's hop in and take a look at it. And real quick, if you guys are newer to Ableton or you're looking to kind of update your skills, I have a completely free Ableton Live 12 masterclass. I'll link it down in the description. Definitely check that out. So Ableton's new limiter. Already we have a much better, cleaner interface with bigger readings, and we have some controls we didn't previously have. So Ableton says that this limiter sounds better because it has a smoother release. So we're going to kind of take a listen to that and see if that's true. And also they say that it has a better UI with a better meter, so it's more accurate, easier to read. We can already see that that's true. We have huge bars here, and it gives us 2 of them, so that's pretty cool. They also went ahead and gave us a mid-side routing option, which is pretty unique. So when we turn this on, what it's going to do is the first channel is going to limit the monophonic portion of a signal, and the second channel is going to limit the stereo image, or the side. So instead of left and right, now we're basically limiting in a mid-side fashion. So that's useful, especially when we get to the mastering process. I can already tell just by cranking down the gain on this limiter, it for sure has a better sound than the Ableton stock limiter. Ableton stock limiter drives me crazy. That's literally part of the incentive of why I bought Pro L, because Pro L is like the GOAT. So we have input gain as we'd expect on any limiter. So we can basically drive the volume into our limiter. And then what's this? We have a maximize button. So when this maximize button's on, when we lower the threshold, it's going to reduce the dynamic range and increase the loudness of a signal. So basically just like any maximizer would do. Pretty cool. So this is released, just a standard release control for limiter, how long it takes the limiting to stop after the signal drops below the ceiling. We can actually set this to auto here, which is a pretty cool feature. So we can click this to auto, and now we no longer have control over the release. So my understanding of this control is when we're all the way down here at 0, basically the gain reduction between both of these is completely unlinked. And when this is cranked all the way up, the limiting is applied to both channels whenever either requires compression. And then the look ahead, just like any limiter, adjusts how quickly the limiter will respond to peaks. Shorter look ahead, as always. Shorter look ahead times, as always, allows for greater compression, but with an increased distortion. So we can increase this and get a higher look ahead. But for me, I'm always probably going to live down here at about 1.5. And then we have 3 modes down here. So standard mode is just your run-of-the-mill limiter mode. That's going to come stock on. And then we have these 2 options down here, soft clip and true peak. So when we select soft clip, it's going to introduce gentle clipping signals when approaching the ceiling level. So if you're a clipping guy like me, this is a feature you might want to use. I can see this being a pretty dope feature for my trap and my bass guys here. And then we have true peak. So true peak is going to prevent peaks between the samples. Overall, like, this limiter is fire. They definitely stepped their game up. If you've used Ableton's stock limiter quite a bit, you're for sure going to hear a sound difference. Like, this limiter is clean. I would toss this limiter on a group or on a master. Does it replace Pro L? No, it doesn't. But is it 1,000 times better than Ableton's stock limiter? 100%. Also, I will note that if we right-click up here, we can actually select legacy smoothing. So I would have to assume that this means that now we're dealing with basically Ableton's previous limiter. As promised, I'm going to show you guys real quick how to join the beta program if you're interested in receiving these plugins earlier. So we're going to go down and select the link below, Ableton Beta Program. And what you're going to do is you're going to scroll through here. Obviously, you need to own Ableton, have an account and everything. Is you can join the live beta program. So live beta testing portal. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to use your Google account, the one that's linked with your Ableton. And you're going to go through an application process, and as long as you're in good standings, you're going to get approved. You can get this stuff early. I recommend giving them feedback as much as possible because, in my eyes, I think that kind of tells them that you're more serious about helping them develop further. So, yeah, definitely hop in and check this out. It's cool getting this stuff a little bit early and playing with it. That's all I got for you guys. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Peace.
More.